Hello! Welcome to Anime Mystics. I'm Roman, and tonight I am watching My Hero Academia Season 4, Episode 6. So, last episode, we focused more on some of the other characters. The beginning had Uraraka and Froppy together as they were taking on a couple of villains with the group that they were with. They got basically like a work study with I don't remember her name. One of the big three, the female, she got them into the place that she works at. Um, and they were taking on two giant sized villains. Um, I think one looked like a shark, and the other one just looked like a person, just big. Um, but they took him down, and then the person in charge of the group was basically telling them about the request that they got from Night Eye. Is that his name? It's something like that. Basically, to team up to help him with this whole situation with that overhaul guy. Um, I I'm assuming, based off of the opening, that they asked the other group that Kirishima is a part of to join as well, because it looks like they all are working together. Um, so that was all that we really got from them. Then we see the dude with the hands. He goes in to meet with Overhaul because he called the episode before saying that he wanted to work with them, I guess. But he had conditions. They didn't actually tell us if they accepted the conditions, but he gave his conditions. One being that they could use their name, because that's basically what they want, but they're not going to fall under them. Like, the League of Villains is not going to join his group. They're going to be their own separate thing and do whatever they want, but they can use the name. I know there was a couple others because he was very upset about losing one of his guys and then having the other guy lose an arm. He basically knows what he's planning on doing, using the dart to make people lose their quirks. Um, but he's not entirely sure how he's going to put it all together. They didn't get really into that too much. I do remember him explaining some of it as we were seeing Kirishima's group take down these kind of like low level villains. Um, he's also working with one of the big three, the guy that's really pessimistic. Apparently, his quirk, whatever he eats, he could take on some of the characteristics of. So, like, if he had, I believe it was like octopus or squid. I think it was octopus. Clams. He had fried chicken. So he had like tentacles, a clam shell, wings on his back, and stuff like that. So whatever he eats, he can take on certain characteristics of. Um, but then he got shot with one of the darts with the, you know, cork suppressor, and he couldn't use his abilities, which he told the head of his group, which they just called Fat. I'm sure he had another part of his name. There was another part of his name, but they just call him Fat for short. That he couldn't use his powers. As Kirishima is chasing down the guy that shot him. Because he tried to shoot him too, and it just bounced off of him because he's stone. So it didn't pierce his skin. He caught up to him, punched him in the face, and then the guy kept going on about how, oh, I just wanted to be strong, I wanted all this and that. And Kirishima's trying to be, kind of nice, being like, look, I understand what you're going through, but you can't just be shooting people. Then the guy injects himself with a Quark enhancer. The guy has like blades that pop out of his body, but they only go a certain distance. I think it was like, I don't know, like maybe that far out of the skin. But with the enhancer, they were able to like shoot as far as he wanted, basically. And they were strong enough to cut through Kirishima's rock skin. So he had to use a new ability that he had been working on where he hardens himself. I don't know how many more times harder than he usually gets, but he calls himself Red Riot Unbreakable. Because his hero name is Red Riot. Red Riot Unbreakable. So, as far as he knows, nothing can pierce his skin. And in this instance, he was right, because the blades just kind of hit him, but they didn't do nothing. And then he was able to break them and stop the guy, saving the people that were in the alley that they were in. Then the guy almost gets away. He uses his blades to propel himself towards the street. But Fat shows up, and he gets stuck inside of him. And I guess his ability, like whatever, I guess goes into his stomach or skin or whatever, it like absorbs it. Because like the blades, he was shooting off blades, but they weren't doing anything. Until the guy was basically worn out. And then, yeah. So that guy was stopped. But now they're worried because they believe him, Fat, and I cannot remember the name of the other guy. But they both had bad feelings about what was going to happen. It's not going to be good. Most of these heroes are going to be hit by this dart and lose their powers, and it's going to result in a lot of injuries, death. It only lasts for a certain amount of time. After a while, he was able to use his abilities again, but it's still long enough for them to get seriously hurt or killed. So yeah, I don't know what's going to happen, but let's get into it. Maybe they're all going to start working together now and try to figure out what's going on with Overhaul. Alright, so the video is going to be located over here, and the link to the reaction is going to be in the description down below. Okay, we're going to start this in 3, 2, 1.